Hey guys, just finished the second AX qualifier in the bonus program Champion from Athlean-X. And so I came to the first thing I was like, why? I don't know, this seems easier than the first challenge, which in many ways it is, because that first challenge included pull-ups. And pull-ups are, to me, pull-ups will forever be an elite exercise. Real pull-ups, no assistance. This time around, there's push-ups and suitcase carries, and it's different from the farmer's carry because a suitcase carry is only one side at a time. The push-ups, and I don't know if it's supposed to be harder, but the push-ups are actually hand release push-ups. So you go all the way to the ground, release your hands, and then push back up. I think that's easier than a traditional pull-up, push-up, being that in a traditional push-up you have to brace your weight the entire time. Whereas with the hand release, you get a little, little break from holding your body weight up. So, and it's such a minuscule amount of push-ups, I almost came to the conclusion that they were just a bit of a distraction and a reprieve from the difficult exercise in this challenge qualifier, the suitcase carries. The suitcase carries are heavy. But that's it for the qualifier for round 2. Moving on to round 3. So far, the things that I've noticed is there's some minor adjustments again. Even with the pre-game warm-up, he's changed that slightly to add additional weight to it. That large amount of reps, lighter weight, Metcon has adjusted to heavier weights and less reps. And there's just an increase in time. But other than that, and again, our weights are gonna stay the same. So on to round 3, and I should preface that by saying I'm going to go ahead and go straight into starting round 3 because with a very mellow yoga class on Friday, I did not work out this past weekend. I haven't had a hard workout day in about 3 days, so to come down here and do one of these qualifiers, and truthfully the qualifier was 5 minutes, that's it. The first qualifier, 4 minutes, that's it. It just doesn't, it doesn't feel like enough. Maybe it would be if you followed the calendar exactly as it's written, but hardly ever do I do that just because of life. So to come down here and complete that, I just can't see that as my day's finished with working out. So going on to round 3. Just finished up the 4th round of Athlean-X's bonus program Champion, and today was the qualifier. Truthfully, I thought it was simple. Like, these past couple of qualifiers, I'm like, how are these placed here in the program? And yet the first week's qualifier was pull-ups. And maybe that's because technically, if you don't pass the qualifier from week 1, you're supposed to keep repeating that week. Again, like you have to do like 3 unassisted pull-ups. And of course, like all of these, there's rounds of it. So you'd have to keep doing that multiple times. I didn't. I used a minute assistance band. So maybe that's the idea. You really got to build that strength before you move on to these. But to me, this was quite easy. And I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm not great either feeling. So this time it was a 6-minute broken up into 2 exercises. Never seen this before, really digging this. Modified murder complex. Modification, it is 2 goblet squats, 2 full burpees, 2 goblet squats. And depending on what level you are at, the weight is different. I know for myself, again, level 2 is where I am at. The next level up would be extreme women. There was a 10-pound jump in the weight that was required there. The second movement of the qualifier was the jump rope. Minute amount of jumps, I think, just to throw it in there and up the heart rate a little bit more, because the murder complex is the much larger exercise of this qualifier. And the next level up for extreme women, he adds on 3 extra jumps of the jump rope, and that's it. So minute changes between those 2 levels. Beyond that, I started today with just doing my bench press. That would be the next workout is bench and total workout or total body workout with your Metcons. Because of the way I'm feeling, I have found, because of the way I've been feeling, and this has started since the beginning of February. We are going on like a month of just rotating through viruses in this house. A lot of what has been going on is I will take that strength exercise and complete that all on its own one day. I've been doing a lot of walking outside because we have gorgeous weather. I think I went for a run one day. Warming up to it, doing that strength, going a little bit above and beyond what is written for the strength exercise, where, gradually building up the weight on my bench. And then when I finished up, the 3x5, I upped the weight enough I wasn't even making 5 reps, dropped it almost in half, kind of all-American muscle style, and just did speed reps for a larger quantity of reps. I do like the setup in all-American muscle month 2. You'll have your 2 heavy lifts, but there's a lot to those 2 heavy lifts. You'll have your touch-up set once, and that's where you actually go above your working set, which is usually like your 3x5. You go a percentage above what that is. Drop that weight off after 1 set of that, and you'll hit your working sets, which is usually around your 3x5 weight. And then after that, you split your weight significantly and you do speed reps. I do recall really loving that setup if you really are just wanting to focus on your main lifts and strength. So beyond that, honestly, that might be the way I finish up the champion program, is strength on one day and the Metcons on a day of their own, because it is draining me. So that's all I've got. That is where we are at. And hopefully one more round of this program, and that's it. Hoping to close out this program much stronger. Because the final qualifier, I believe he even retitles it, it's a compilation of a lot of these moves we've seen throughout all the qualifiers. So I would like to tackle that feeling 100%. So hope everybody is feeling well, and hopefully you're getting some nice weather like we are here. The weather is just outrageous for February. So I will see you for the finish of Athlean-X's champion program. 21 seconds remaining. Whew. 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 Wow. Wow. That's a wrap on All American Muscles Bonus Program Champion. Whew. I literally just finished as I spit. The final AX Games Championship challenge. All right, so as I was saying, my battery went dead. There's 3 levels. Level 1, level 2, and extreme men and extreme women. I completed this challenge at level 2, except for a minor adjustment, so maybe a level 1.5. The first move is pull-ups. So if you are doing this at level 1, it's not pull-ups, it's inverted rows. At level 2, it goes to 10 pull-ups. That's a big jump. It's a big jump for a move that is very difficult for a lot of people. So I completed those with a small assistance band. That assistance band makes a monumental amount of difference to me. The whole championship challenge, there's a time limit. This was timed at 7 minutes, remember level 2. In fact, level 1, the numbers change, and I think it's actually only 6 minutes. Level 2 was 7 minutes, and it was close. Because, so you've got your first move, which is pull-ups, but it does include pull-ups, 6 moves. All 6 of those moves we've seen in previous workouts or challenges. The one difference being in this workout, the murder complex, you see the full complex, all the reps included. That was a doozy. And then on my push-ups, my shoulder's been bugging me a little bit here and there, not horribly, but enough. I feel a little bit of a twinge. And I'm not gonna lie, this is one of those things I do hate about timed challenges, is we end up racing the clock rather than concentrating on form. And I no doubt those hand release push-ups got sloppy, and I was pushing there towards the end. So things like that do bum me out a little. The other thing, so I realize it has been a long time since you've seen me. I have not entirely stopped working out. I did have to start breaking things up. The month of February sucked in this house. From the beginning of the month all the way to the end, virus after virus, we all seem to be on the mend at this point in time. I hope it stays that way, but it was brutal. And then in the middle of that month, if you've been watching my channel for a while, from the beginning, he would make some appearances. My black lab, Remington, we had to put him down for old age. So as you can imagine, we'd had him since he was a baby. That losing a family member is just, it sucks. And so grief did not exactly want to make me push any harder to be working out or doing much of anything except maybe going for walks and just processing through the grief, because it sucks. So yes, so that also went on, and we're on the upshoot now. The other thing that you might have seen in this workout as well, if you've seen previous day, farmer's carries and suitcase carries. I love those. Love those. They're so beneficial. But I was running into problems. In this program, you can go all the way up to 100-pound suitcase carries. At level 2, you're usually around 70 pounds. My Bowflex adjustable kettlebell only goes to 40 pounds. And for certain things, that's great. Other things like the suitcase carries, farmer's carries, I was having trouble. I have free weight adjustable dumbbells as well, which they're great. They're from a long time ago purchase. I was using those to get up in the heavier 60, 65 pound carrying for those carries. But the problem was that the way that it worked, with the way that the weights were on there, it would tip and had dug so badly into my wrists. I had horrible bruises. So I found these little contraptions. Apparently they were on Shark Tank. I found them on Amazon. Kettle grip. And they, I mean, they're plastic. What is it nowadays? They open up. Your dumbbell fits inside there. Close it. Snap it shut. And you can turn your dumbbells into a kettlebell, which is great because I also would like to use heavier weights for kettlebell swings. So that was a lifesaver for the suitcase carry and farmer's carries. And the only thing I will say about this is if you have neoprene dumbbells, like my 20 pounders or even those 13 pounders, if it's too thick where you hold the handle or where you hold on to the dumbbell, it won't work with this contraption, but otherwise amazing. So loved the program, but the one problem that I had that I knew I was going to have when I looked at this program is redundancy. So this program, technically you'd probably call it like a 1 month bonus, but it goes on to 6 weeks because of just the workouts in general and how they end up rotating through the weeks. The main workouts repeat. So your three lifting days, I think it is 3 lifting days at this point. It's the same thing. Maybe your weights change and the number of rounds. I will tell you that your rounds are going to go up and the time commitment does go up a little bit as the month progresses, but redundancy became a problem for me. I really started hitting that I don't feel like doing it kind of feeling. So this would be these workouts would be a great one to throw in, maybe for challenging yourself, maybe to change it up a little bit. But that, I had already foreseen that being an issue, and yes, it was an issue. Then I absolutely love the VO2 max training. There were 2 different protocols for that. I always love those farmer's carries, dead arm hangs, love them. There towards the end, I don't know why this never occurred to me, but I loved this switch up. Instead of with the dead arm hang continually increasing your time, you dropped your time down and you added weight and did weighted dead arm hangs. So simple, yet something I would have never, thought of on my own. So I would throw my weight vest on, and that was great. But all in all, I consider this a pass on the championship workout. Again, wish those hand release push-ups would have been a little prettier, but that's what you have a tendency to run into when you get these timed things going on. Where am I going from there? My plan is to jump into built for longevity. Originally my intention was strength, but we have had such beautiful weather, just phenomenal weather for this time of year, and it's already started with a lot of walking outside. And longevity includes 3 cardiovascular days, 2 of which are zone 2. So to get outside, I'd really like to start getting outside and going back to running with this weather. And I'm pretty pumped about longevity because it looks like a lot of things that I enjoy wrapping into one thing. Like on your cardio days, it looks like some mobility and flexibility. I need that. There are total body workouts. Those total bodies also include the utilization of bands. I'm ringing in 40 years old this summer and recognizing how beneficial those bands really can be, because my joints are definitely feeling 40 years old. And then again, with just always your correctives. And I think we still continue with the farmer carries or dumbbell suitcase carries, which I love. So I'm excited to see you guys in the next program, Built for Longevity. Hope everybody is doing well and doing the best you can to stick with whatever program you are following. And I will see you in the next video.